another kind of measurement, and that involves temperature. After watching Lorraine teach her lesson in geometry, I thought about my math content and what I needed to teach my kids. And the lesson today was about reading a thermometer. So first I just did an informal assessment of, do they know about thermometers? And my class really didn't. And then once I figured out the lesson I was going to need to teach them, I tried to plug in places in that lesson where a certain SDAIE strategy would work. By the end of the lesson today, you're going to need to be able to read a thermometer all by yourself. It's an important life skill. If you're sick, if you're not sure if you have a fever or not, your mom or dad might need to take out the thermometer and put it underneath your tongue to see if you have a temperature. I had two objectives that I was working on today. The first one involved math and measurement. I just wanted them to be able to read a thermometer accurately. And the second one involved the language. I just wanted them to practice their math vocabulary words and instill that terminology. And the last word you need to be practicing today is degrees Fahrenheit. What your goal is today, instead of saying, the temperature is 60, I want you to practice using 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Because 60 could mean anything. It could be 60 inches. It could be 60 pounds. I really want you to practice using that degrees Fahrenheit today. Okay? What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be practicing reading my thermometer, and I just want you to watch what I'm doing and listen to my thinking, because I'm going to be thinking out loud. I start first with the content, and then I see what strategies would be appropriate for that particular lesson. You could count by ones, or with the other trickier ones, you could use a couple of different strategies. Counting by ones, or looking at the halfway mark and counting up, or maybe going backwards. After I've modeled how to do something, I'm looking to see if they're understanding it.
I counted by 10, and then I counted, and then I went to 55, and then I counted.
And you had a strategy behind that guess.
I counted by tens because it's easier. It's easier. Then I stopped and I looked, and the answer was 59.
All right, are we ready to whisper the answer to me? Okay, whisper it to me.
59.
I love the way that you're using this new math vocabulary. So it's 59 degrees Fahrenheit. What we're going to be doing next is an activity called Mix, Freeze, Match. Each of you will have a card. Maybe a card like this. Maybe a card like this. And you'll be walking around and very politely trading cards. And freeze. Now the next step you need to listen to closely, because we haven't done this part before with Mix, Freeze, Match. Everyone ready? Okay. I have a sentence here that I really want you to practice using right now during our match time of Mix, Freeze, Match. One SDAIE strategy that I tried out today that I haven't done before was incorporating just the language structure within the Mix, Freeze, Match, giving them a sentence, and the sentence contains the math vocabulary words. My goal was to have them practice that language. So we're going to practice that, and I'm actually going to show you what that would look like. Ceci, can you come on up? Okay. Ceci, the temperature of my thermometer is 43 degrees Fahrenheit. What is the temperature of your thermometer?
The temperature of my thermometer is 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Awesome, thank you so much. Okay, everyone got it? So let's try using that sentence.
The temperature of my thermometer is 67 degrees The temperature of my thermometer is 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
What strategy did you use to figure out your problem? I want you to think about it and talk to the person next to you. So we're doing thinking, pairing, sharing. During the lesson, I specifically tried to use the think, pair, share strategy because I really wanted them to talk about the math strategies that they were using to figure out the thermometer. So the Think, Pair, Share allowed me to get them talking about it, and then I can come around and eavesdrop, and I learn a lot by eavesdropping on their conversation too.
And then I counted, then I stopped, and then I counted by ones.
Who would like to share a strategy that they used to figure out their card?
I counted by tens, and then when I got a 50, I counted by ones.
Excellent. With Roundtable, I also feel like it's a good activity to see if they're using the language that you're trying to teach them. You're going to be passing the big poster-sized paper around your table, and what I'm trying to find out from you is, what have you learned about temperature today? Sunny, warm, cold, degrees, windy. Okay. So in this particular lesson, yes, it was great if they put down warm and sunny and all those great weather words that we talked about last week during English language development time, but I really was hoping that they would put in some new math vocabulary words. Let's look around the room for some new words you learned today. Oh, who's next? Write it down. Thanks, Wendy, for your idea.